productive learning environment where students are engaged and they learn effectively. Isn't it? In a nutshell, this is what is all about. Why is classroom management important? Why do we talk about it? We can just go and teach something and come back, isn't it? Why do we talk about it? For a teacher to be successful. That's why we talk about it. And what does it create? It creates a positive and predictable learning environment. If your classroom environment is good, it creates positive energy in the class. And also students are engaged and motivated better. Isn't it? If your classroom management is good, students will be definitely motivated. So, behavioral issues will not come if you are able to maintain your classroom properly, and then it also enhances the academic support, and then social emotional growth also will be there in the children, definitely in the teacher as well as in the students. It increases, it fosters. You don't waste your time in the class, isn't it? And then it teacher's confidence also increases as I am standing here in front of you with confidence. I know our teachers are, all the teachers, those who are here, don't misbehave. I am very confident, isn't it? They won't sleep. I am confident. I know I will set up some routine. I have already set up a routine. I have had an agreement with you that you will not get distracted. So it improves the confidence level of the teacher. And also it provides a framework for effective teaching, isn't it? So all this will be there if you are able to have a control over the classroom for the entire period of time. Okay? Next, what are the aspects of classroom management? See, all these things you all will be knowing already. It's preparation for the class, prior preparation for the class. That's very important, isn't it? You have to go prepared for the class, otherwise you will be a failure in the class in front of the children. Especially in higher class. You have to go well prepared. And then classroom arrangement is very, very important. How you make the classroom arranged, neatly arranged. Now you are all arranged so neatly. So only then it will be very conducive for the teachers to take the class. And then setting up a class culture. You should have some culture for the class. As we say, Amrita culture. For Amrita, there is a separate culture. It's not like all the other schools what you have seen earlier. Different culture we have, different tradition we have in Amrita, and we train the teachers accordingly, isn't it? And so the students also are trained. So culture of this class and objectives of the class. What are the objectives of your class? Each teacher will have different objectives. Each subject teacher will have different objectives. What are they? And you have to be an authority. Authority means
taking control
of the class. Not always, but you should know how to make the students listen to you. So you should be an authority there when you teach, and definitely we should build a rapport with the children. Otherwise, nobody will listen to you, isn't it? They should like you, and you should love them. Only then the rapport will be increased. So let's see one by one how it works. So preparation for the class. If you fail to prepare, you are planning to fail. Definitely you have to go well prepared for the class. It may be just third standard level or second standard level, even KG. You have to go prepared. I'll just give you a small example where I observed a class in our school once. The teacher was teaching. There were only 14 or 12 students in the class, Hindi class. The teacher had come prepared, I thought. But then she kept on giving the lessons, and then she wrote the meanings for the hard words, all that she did. She didn't tell them that they have to take down everything, but the students were so studious, they took down everything. Whatever new word she gave, the meaning they took down in the notebook. But for one word, she never bothered to tell them the meaning. She just skipped. One child got up and asked, "Ma'am, meaning for this." I was also sitting, very embarrassing for the teacher. she said, sorry, she said, and then when I asked her afterwards, outside the class, she said, sorry ma'am, I forgot. I didn't come prepared, she said. So, even if it is the third standard or second standard Hindi class, which will be a minor thing for you because you're all learned persons, right? But still, sometimes this happens to everyone. So, you have to go well prepared, even if it's a very, very minor class for you. Okay, you may be very good in maths, but still, when you go and do the derivation, you get stuck. Sometimes it can happen. Same way in all the subjects. So you have to go well prepared for the class. That 40 minutes class, how you will utilize. Sir would have told you unit plan. How you write the unit plan, how you engage the children in the class by giving activities and all that. And then teaching aids, you should be having teaching aids, right? Some teaching aid or at least smartboard you will be using to introduce the topic, or you will give some activity to introduce the topic. First, you will be asking them basic questions, whether they know that or not. You will ask some basic questions regarding about the concepts, and then you get into the regular teaching for maybe 20 minutes or 25 minutes. After that, what do we do? You just check whether the children have understood. So, you ask some questions, and then you do the recap finally. And then finally, end of the class, what do you do? End of 40 minutes? Questions, then you ask questions whether just to know whether they have understood. Otherwise, later on, finally. Recap. After that. After the recap? Some worksheet. Yeah, some homework. We give some homework, right? But as per CBSE's rule, we should not give homework in first standard and second standard. But still, we give a slight homework, some activity-based homework we give in even the lower classes. So, backup plan also you should have. Actually, in the 40 minutes, let's say you have finished everything in 30-35 minutes, what do we do? Give some other activity for the children, extra activity related to the chapter you can do, or any other plan you can have. So, all these things should be there, and main thing is what? Time management. So, for the time management, what do we have to do? Well prepared?
Pre-plan.
Planning, then? Effective? Execute. Okay. Very importantly something. Punctuality, excellent. You have to be for the class on time. Many of us don't do it. Give excuse, ma'am, I had to walk from ground floor to second floor. Ma'am, I had to come from 10th standard to 8th standard. So we give excuses. So we should stop giving excuses and we should be on time for the class. So time management, only the 40 minutes class you can do properly. Okay. Next is classroom arrangement we saw, right? Classroom arrangement, how do we arrange? Normally we arrange like this. This is a regular classroom arrangement. Sometimes in KG classes, if you see, they make it into pa shape. Why do we keep it in pa shape? That is Tamil pa. Why do we keep it like that? Visibility for the teacher. What the child is doing. If you give some activity or some work or some writing work, the children all will be writing, whether they are all writing, whether they are all able to do the work, the teacher can see it properly. So you can make them sit in a semicircular fashion also, you can make them sit. But when the teacher is teaching, is it good to make them sit in that pa shape? Can we, when the teacher is teaching? Shall I make you all sit here by the side of me? When I am teaching, neck will go, isn't it? So, when you have to make the children sit in what way, that idea should be there for the teachers. So, we generally make them sit like this in a regular classroom fashion or semi-circular fashion you can make them sit, or you can make them sit in groups to conduct any activity, right? 5 or 6 of them together. When we make them do some activity, we can make them sit like that. And other library, class library we arrange, and then your cupboards, and then what else? Creative corner, okay. All the corners you will have in KG classes. In the regular classroom, we'll have cupboard on one side, and library books maybe you will have, that is class library you will have in one corner. And then what more? Blackboard. Yeah, we'll come to the blackboard. Yeah.
Bags and lunch bags.
Lunch bag and bags to be arranged neatly. We say that, we do that, isn't it? So, and also what are the things for environment? How is the environment today? How is the environment today? How is it today? Weather is pleasant, so conducive. So I can make you all listen to me. It's so conducive. So definitely I know you all will not get bored and you all will not get headache because the weather is so good today. So every day when we go to the class, we have to make that environment conducive for learning. For that, what you need to do when you enter the class? What do you need to do? When you enter the class, will you just go enter and say, "Oh Namah Shivaya, sit down." Will you say that? Smile. That's very, very important. Smile at the children. Eye contact. Look at them. Talk to them for 2 minutes. Did you have a good breakfast today? Did you do your homework today? And what did you do? Just 2 minutes. We're not going to while away the time by asking questions. Just 1 or 2 minutes. And then, so this is the environment. And also board. Somebody mentioned that. Board. What do we do on the board? Date. And then number on roll, number present, and then some one code or thought for the day you would be writing. And then when you start, you will say maths class, you will write maths, English class, you will write English. And then you will start, when you are teaching, as and when you teach, you will start writing on the board. Some teachers never touch the chalk. There are teachers like that because they think the way in which they teach will be sufficient. That is not so because different types of learners are there. You must have heard it in Satyapriya ma'am's class. There are 4 types of learners. We'll come to that later. So different types of learners are there. Unless and otherwise you put it out on the board, some of them will not understand. Some of them will not remember what you say, what you speak. And when you write on the board, how should be the board usage? Can we write in one corner here and then this corner like a college lecturer? How do we do it? Even in 12th standard, I would suggest the board usage should be very, very neat for the teacher. Maybe you divide it into 2 columns and then you keep writing from left to right. And I always instruct our teachers to have everything on the board till the end of the period. So from the beginning, so that it will be very, very easy for you to do the recap. From the board itself, whatever you wrote from that itself, you can do the recap. So board usage should be perfect for all the teachers. So all the hard words you will write on the board and make the children write all that we do, and also it has to be interactive. And then display materials. We put up some materials, right? Maybe you use the smart board, and in smaller classes they have charts and aids and models. But will you have everything in the classroom? I am going to teach algebraic expression, for example. What do we have? We have something related to that we'll have. And will we have everything for the whole year, whatever you are going to put up? That's not correct. So the material, teaching material, display material should be required. What is required for the classroom, we put up on the board. If it is social class, you put up the map or globe. Isn't it? That's how we teach with all the materials. So all these arrangements should be there in place. And then setting up a class culture. How will we define a culture? Setting up a culture in the class.
Prayer before eating.
Prayer before eating, it's there. That is Amrita culture. What do we do in your class? Some routine you will set up, and some you have to create positive learning environment, positive and productive learning environment, and then specific rules for the class we should have. See, each teacher will be different. All are not the same, isn't it? Each teacher will be expecting differently. The children also know it. If somebody is so strict, the children know, I should finish the homework and go today. If somebody doesn't even care for the homework, the children will be so happily sitting in the class, or teacher will not ask. So, how will you set the routine for the class? Any idea what you do in your classes? Setting up a routine. Routine means expectation, what you want from the children, and the children also will expect, they all know what you will do in the class.
While the teacher is entering into the class, they have to be ready with their textbooks.
Excellent, yes. With the textbook they should be ready. And whenever I go to my class, I normally tell them, they should have their homework notebook ready on the table, only then we can check whether they have done the homework or not. You are not going to correct everything. You will only go around and see, go near them, they will get jitters. They will know if they have not done the homework, we will catch hold of them. We are not going to check them fully, but at least if you go around, they will understand, okay, ma'am will come near me, so I should finish my homework and come. So they will keep on the table, they will be keeping their homework notebooks ready and textbooks also ready, and then pencil, whatever they need, pencil, pen, everything, they have to keep it ready. You have to instruct all this. The first class itself, you should set a routine. And another routine is, as you enter the class, as I told you, smile at them. Yes, somebody else wants to say something? Yeah? Okay. So you smile at them, you talk to them. This is a routine. And sometimes some teachers will have a routine. If it is an English class, you can have every Monday I'll give dictation. If it's a maths class, every Wednesday I'll give some mental math sums, 10 minutes mental math sum. Every Friday a small test, 5-minute test. Like this, some routine if you set, the children will be ready with everything. Puzzle. Every week, one teacher we have in our school, maths teacher, she would give puzzle. Frequently she would give puzzle just to boost the interest of the students. So weekly, maybe 1 or 2 days you can do that. 5 minutes. Only 5 minutes you are going to spend for that. So these are the routines setting for the class. And then you will create a positive and productive learning environment. That's very important. So as you enter, you will not scold them first thing. Generally, teachers, as we enter the school itself, you would have a lot of problems at home. Nobody is living without any problem, right? So we'll have a lot of problems. As we enter the classroom, maybe you would have had a small fight with your colleague and you would be entering the class. Some misunderstanding, something would have happened, but then what do we do when you enter the class? Forget about everything. You are looking at the children, their faces. You smile at them and you be happy to take class, only that they will be able to respond. Isn't it? We have to make them respond to you. They should not react. What is the difference between react and respond? You should also not react. What's the difference between react and respond?
Like teachers, like in Samshaya, we should not nod our head. We should again.
Yeah, we should also respond to them. Yeah. React means
Action. We get hurt. If it's not a crying or a pain, that is reaction. Respond is applying the ointment or taking tablet.
yeah, getting annoyed is reaction, right? Somebody is asking something. The moment you enter the class, children, what do? Small children, ma'am, he hit me, he pinched me. All that, they will come up with all these things when you enter the classroom. So do you react to that? You only have to respond, yes, I'll take care of it. Now you won't sit in your class, in your place. So like that we respond to them, we should not react, we should not scold the children. So that's what is positive environment. And then specific rules. What are the specific rules you will set for the class? You can even put up on the board specific rules. See, these are the specific rules. Whatever came to my mind, I brought it here. So you have to respect, first of all, the children I'm talking about. These are all for children. So you will say respect and be kind, and then the children have to follow directions and they have to raise their hand to speak or to answer, right? And then they have to complete their assignment and homework regularly, be on time to school, you will say. And main thing is this for the lower classes. What is it? Keep your hands and feet to yourself. Why do we do that? Why do we say that? They always poke others, right? They always pinch somebody else. They always do something, some disturbance to the next child. So these things you should make it as a rule, especially in lower classes. You have to set a routine, you have to set some rules. You have to repeatedly do this. You can't say one day I set a routine, I set an example, and then I have given them the rules, put up on the chart. They will follow it. They won't follow it. We have to do it repeatedly. Why do we do this 5 days camp for you all? One day we can give everything and go. Why do we do it? We are also repeating. So many things are repeated, right? So whatever Satyapriya ma'am said, some of it will be there in mine also. Whatever yesterday Pungale ma'am said, some will be there in mine also. Some repetition will be there. Subramaniam sir said it so very well. How a teacher should be. Teacher is a builder, right? how a teacher should be is it. So everything, many things are repeated, but then we keep on repeating to you why, so that at least 60% will take it to the classroom, right? At least we will use them in the classroom. So we have to keep doing it and we have to keep telling them, you have to maintain the surroundings neat and clean, we should tell them, and they have to use appropriate language, definitely, that's very important. We have to tell them, because we know we are all Tamil people, but still we are in English medium school, you all have to speak in English, you have to keep telling them, and you also keep responding to them in English, that's very important. Teachers also, we should also control our tongue. When we scold the children, use English words. If you use Tamil words, definitely unpardonable words will come. Definitely, because it's our mother tongue. Whatever we want, we speak, right? So you should not use other language, they should also be like that. So there should be a reciprocation, right? So no noise when the teacher is away. You should give them that. Generally, in our class, when I go, I set up that routine in my class. Class leader will be standing before I enter class. I don't know whether it is there like that in all the subjects or only in my subject they do it, I don't know. But they'll be standing, the teacher goes before I enter, the child will be standing in front of the class, the others will be doing their work, no noise in the class. Because I told them at the beginning of the day. I am not saying because I am the principal, they are like that, it's not like that, always. We should set up that routine when I was a teacher also. So, certain things we have to give them clear-cut ideas. This is how, this is my expectation. You have to give your expectation. But you also have to follow that. Whatever you expect, you also should follow that. Right? So, no noise when the teacher is away, all that you should give them the specific rules. And like this, you can even put up on the board, or a chart can be put up. The child should be prompt, they should be well prepared for the class, productive, they should be, that is, they have to maximize the learning time by staying on task, following directions, and remain seated in the class unless you are called for. Then you have to be polite, you have to be patient, all this you can put up. This is just an example I brought for you. Next is objectives of the classroom. You have to give a clear vision and goal for the class. How will you give the clear vision? This already you would have had it in unit plan. How you will write the unit plan? 40 minutes plan. What you do in that? First you write the introduction, then you talk about the lesson, how you are going to teach, objective of the lesson, and then any activity you give, how you give the activity. Whenever you give any activity, how you have to give ideas to the children. It should be very, very clear. Whatever you expect, the communication should be very clear. What is your expected outcome, you have to tell them clearly. Rules, you have to give them clearly. And after that, finally, the criteria and rubrics anyway you will give. When you give any activity, criteria and rubrics you have to give. So, end of the day, after you finish your teaching, reinforcement very important. So, you can, as we saw it in the previous slide, small test can be given, exit card can be given, and some oral questions, some subject enrichment activity, all this you will do. So, these are the objectives of the classroom. Can anybody tell me, other than this, you do anything in your class as an objective? Anything else? Anything else which is important to have it as an objective of the classroom? Yes? That's all? Anything else I left out? Yes? Nothing else? Are you all busy writing this? Any other objective of the class? Yes. That's all. You will tell them everything and they will take down everything and they will do the work. That's all. Anything else which is important here? Yes? Recap. That's what is this, right? Reinforcement. Anything else?
Classroom discussion.
Classroom discussion, very good. You have to discuss what you are doing and what they have understood. Anything else? As I am teaching here, you all will be sitting quietly for 1 hour. Is that good? What do we expect? Interaction, that's what I am saying. Interaction is very, very important. Every now and then keep keep asking questions. Bring them back to you. Because when we teach in the class, we'll definitely know whether the child is with you or no. Isn't it? Especially in higher class, this will happen. He will be looking at you. He will only be looking at you, that's all. Nothing will go in and his mind will be somewhere else. So those things you should be able to bring them back. When they are diverting, when they are distracted, you should be able to bring them back. So that is your objective. And be an authority. What is it? Be an authority. Stand straight in the class, that's very important. You have to be very, very confident when you go into the class. That's why I said in the first slide itself, we talked about preparation, planning is very important for the class. If you don't go well prepared, well planned for the class, definitely you'll be a failure. You will not be confident to face the students, especially in higher classes. Derivation, you will forget in between problems, you will forget in between. So you should be very, very confident when you talk to the children, and you should also have a strong subject knowledge, isn't it? See, you should have more than what is required for the class. You should know more than what is required for the class. Only then, if any child asks you any question, very, very interesting question some children ask, you should be able to answer them. You should be able to convincingly give them answer, right? For that, we need to know more, better than what is required for the class, especially in social studies, science. You need to know more related to the topic. You should read more and come. Reading is very, very important. Updating your knowledge is very, very important. Only then you will be able to handle the class. Only then you will be able to be confident. Only then you will be able to stand straight. Right? And your voice should be very, very clear and audible. If you talk to yourself, last row will not be able to listen to you, and the child will start doing something else. He would think, okay, I'm not able to hear anything, I don't understand anything, let me do my work. So they will be chatting and they'll be doing something else. So your voice should be very, very steady voice, and clear communication is very important. Here only I'm saying the language plays an important role. You have to have a proper language to speak with the children. Communication is very important. Whatever you say, they should not misunderstand, right? The communication is very, very important for the teacher. And then don't get rattled. What do you mean by rattled? Don't get rattled. Yes? Huh? Rattling. There are so many meanings for rattling. Don't get scared, don't get annoyed, don't get depressed, don't get scared first thing. If you don't know something, what do you have to tell the children? I will check and let you know. I'll come back to you. Don't bother. Don't get rattled. Oh, I forgot, I don't know. Then the children will take advantage. This has happened to us also. When I was teaching, it has happened. But then, that if the children have confidence in you, that has to be developed over the days, over the months, and over the year. You have to develop confidence in the children that they should have full confidence in you. Even if you forget, they won't mock you. They won't laugh at you. They understand the teacher is very good. Maybe today she has forgotten, she got stuck. They will also help you. So that should be the attitude of the children. For us to get that attitude in children, we have to be proper and pakka in our work regularly. Sometimes this happens, but if it happens, you should not get rattled. And then you should be unbiased in the class. You should not say always be with the girls. Because some children, they come and tell us, boys will come and, ma'am, that teacher always is biased towards girls. She only likes girls. She always scolds the boys. Those things and all will come up. So you always have to give equal importance. Gender equality should be given always. And not only that, the good students and somebody is slow learner, you should give more attention to the slow learners, in fact. So that should be there. That unbiased treatment should be there. In between, I left out something. What is that? Dress up decently. That's very important, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
In Amrita, we wear only sari. Right? Some of you would be thinking about, hey, what is this here? They're not allowing us to wear salwar here. Yeah, we don't allow. So that is Amrita culture. We wear sari. The respect comes automatically when you are in a sari. Because if you are in salwar, it is like a house dress. That's how we come in salwar, when we come in salwar with the tight pant and all that. So, come in a decent sari, not only decent, I mean, the sari, you should wear it decently without all the jingbangs, right? Without all the, what is it, designer wear blouses. That's only for going for outing or weddings. So we wear decent. Why do we say this? Why do we say this? You can wear all colorful. Why? We say no. Because the children get distracted, definitely, especially higher class children. They will keep a nickname for you. So, definitely children will get distracted if you come like that. You have to be well dressed, decently dressed, and you have to grab the attention of the students in the class the entire 40 minutes by giving proper communication so that their mind will not go anywhere else, right? So, decently dressed also. Next, build a rapport, we said. So, how to build a rapport? You have to create a family atmosphere. As soon as you come to the class, first day of the class, you tell them, you talk to them. And when you, during lunch break, what do we do? I see so many teachers, they keep eating, children keep talking and eating. Why do we say the teacher has to be in the class during lunch break? To monitor the class. That is also one of the reasons. But why do we say that? You teach them a lot of things. When I was a primary teacher, I taught them how to, the table manners, I taught them in my class. So I was third standard class teacher at that time. So we have to teach them how to spread. That is taught in KG, you would say. KG, it's not only KG teacher's job, it is every teacher's job. We have to keep our classroom, we have to maintain our students properly. That is only in our hands. So during lunchtime, keep interacting with them, keep talking to them, teach them something good. Okay, that's how we say friendly atmosphere, we have a family atmosphere we have to create. And then take them out for a field trip, that we do, that depends upon your principal, where she wants to take the children, you can also suggest. And take them out of the classroom to teach, that's very important. Normally what we do inside the classroom, only we keep them and we keep boring them day after day, isn't it? How many of you take the children out while teaching? Very good. At least 4 or 5 are raising their hand out of 170. I want each one of you to take the children out to teach. At least once a week. Take them out, make them sit in the quadrangle, under the tree. You can teach them, right? And here we have a routine here. 6th, 7th standard, 8th standard and all. What we do is, lunchtime, by rotation, the teachers, with the teachers, the children come out and they sit in the, under the tree, they sit and they have their lunch, chatting away. They do that with the teacher. So I have allowed for that, so that the children get a natural, we were like that when we studied in our school. We should not sit inside the classroom and eat, we have to go outside. So we used to sit under the tree and then we used to eat. So that atmosphere you have to create. At that time the children also will be chatting with the teacher and that bonding also is enhanced if you do that, right? So, and then give positive notes about the children. Are we doing it? Giving positive note? Yes? Every small thing, small good thing the child does, you give appreciation. Anything else? You appreciate and also you ask your other students to clap. We do that in the class, right? Okay, anything else you do for appreciation? Remarks you give? Rewards you give? What rewards you give? Star? Star we give. KG teachers do that. They have a star, they have stickers. So the children demand for it in KG. As they grow older, maybe in the notebook you can give very good star, or that in the notebook you give. And anything else you do? Crown?
Yes,
On the board, exactly there.
we give crown.
Crown you give in KG.
No, ma'am. Grade 1 and 2.
Grade 1 and 2, excellent. Then
And
you
on
say,
the board, we can write star of the day, the student.
yes, that's very important. That's very nice. You can write star of the day. On the board you can write, or you make a note of it. End of the week, the weekly ones in the assembly we can say, or in the class assembly you can say, There are so many other ways to boost up the morale of the students. We can do, right? And then send an appreciation word through diary. We do that. Our school primary classes, I ask the teachers to send a note to the parent. Today your child did something good. Maybe helped the other child or shared something. Any small thing it may be. And the child would have answered well today in the class. Normally she doesn't open her mouth, but today she answered in the class and she recited a poem. Anything it can be. You can just send a note to the parent through diary so that that bonding increases with the parents also for us. And then, what is collaborative work? What is collaborative work? Huh? Group work? Yeah, anything else? Teamwork? Anything else? It won't be?
Involvement of everyone.
Involvement of all the students. Yeah. Yes. Involvement of all the students. How will we do it? How will we do it? Activity-based learning. Yeah, that is in your teaching. All that. Anything else? Peer learning. Okay, good. Peer learning is very good. Then?
Project works can be given.
Project work. That is again group work. Yes. We are not talking about learning, teaching, learning. Anything else? Collaborative work. To build a rapport, I am asking. To build a rapport. What is this collaborative work? To build a rapport. Parent-teacher? Collaboration. Yeah, that is also, that's good. Parent-teacher collaboration is very important. But for that, do we allow the parent to talk to you every day? Will we allow? We will not allow that. Every day when you leave the child, can we talk to the parent? We don't do that, isn't it? Only during PTM we do. And other than that, in the class, collaborative work means, what I mean is, you have got some expectation in the class that your classroom should be tidy always. Your classroom should be the best of all the other sections. And maybe you can say your children always converse in English. Your class children don't misbehave. Your class children don't do any disruptive work in the class, in the school. All these things you can have a collaborative work. That is, you can have an agreement with the children.
Subject. So
The
let's
beginning
start
of the
the
class itself, you can say, I want our class to be the best
Thank you.
among all
So
four
let's start
sections.
with nice round of
And
introduction.
after a month, I will see
And
with
I
other
have
subject
work.
teachers also. I'll ask. There is class teacher speaks like this. I'll check with other subject teachers also how, let's say 11th standard C section is, or 8th standard C section is, B section is, whoever is whichever is your class. So you can tell them like this and some collaborative work. Okay, if you are like this, definitely after a month I'll take you for PT period. If you say PT period, they all will abide by those. Boys, they love it, right? Extra PT period. Something like that. So we observe the children. Only what you say, you should not deal with that. You have to observe the children and you have to keep telling them. As I told you in the beginning, rules of the class, routine of the class should be repeated. If you do it, it's like collaborative work. The entire class will be with you. That's what we want. To build up. Right? Now, there are different styles of classroom management. We have said now all this time, what are the aspects of classroom management? These are all different aspects. So what are the aspects, Usha? Can anybody tell me? All of you. First one, what did we say?
Why is classroom management important?
Preparation for the class. Yeah, then arrangement, then setting up a culture, then objectives of the classroom, then be an authority, right? Last one is rapport with the. These are the aspects of the classroom. If you can do at least 3 or 4 of them, definitely you'll be a good teacher in the class, you'll be able to manage. Now, styles of classroom management. There are 4 types of classroom management. Authoritarian, authoritative, permissive, indulgent. Authoritarian. Authoritarian means the teacher keeps strict rules in the class. Teacher-centric class. Nowadays we don't have it, isn't it? Definitely in Amrita we don't have teacher-centric class. It's all student-centric only. So this is what is authoritarian. Those days it used to be like that. The teacher never ever allows the child to speak in the class. If any doubt is asked, you keep quiet and sit. Let me finish the portion. I have to finish the portion.
Thank you, ma'am.
Even now we say it sometimes, isn't it? Some teachers do that. So you will finish the portion. I know there is a pressure on you. HOD will check, and then coordinator will check, headmistress will check. All that will be there, but still, for everything you have to plan. You have to plan the class. For interaction also you have to plan. Anyway, so authoritarian means high expectation will be there. The child has to get 100 out of 100, but I will not go an inch beyond my level. I am very strict. That is the authoritarian. And then permissive, very relaxed class. Many of us are like that, isn't it? So relaxed in the class and very lenient. Student autonomy. If you are so lenient, what will the children do? They will sit on your head. They will take advantage. They will roam around. They will do whatever they want. The teacher is simply sitting because the teacher is not able to control the class. So lenient. If you are like this, will the children love you? Permissive teacher?
No.
Yes, they will love you because
They don't.
you allow them to do what they want. Students autonomy, right? Isn't it?
They don't respect.
Yeah, they won't respect. If you are like this, in the long run, it's not good. They won't respect. The learning will not happen properly, right? And then coming to intelligent, student relationship is higher than enforcing rules. So the teacher will be like this, so involved in the children, keep asking, keep talking to them, and keep talking to the parents, conversing with parents. Lot of give and take will be there. Even the lunch will be shared. The teacher will say, okay, you bring that, I bring that. Like that, there are some, not in our school, but in some schools it happens. They bring, they eat together, all those things happen. So they are so student friendly. Relationship is so high. They don't enforce any rule in the class. Now, coming to authoritative, how we should be authoritative. Structured class, expectations are high. At the same time, warmth will be there, and you allow the student to speak, allow the student to do their work, and also collaborate work will be done, and support also will be given by the teacher. So, in all these four, do we say we always have to be authoritative? Is that good? Not always? Why? Everything comes in that, right? You are teaching and they understand and they respond to you, and you give them the warmth, you give them all the positive things to the class. You are giving all the rules also. Everything is there in the class. Why do we say always that's not good? Last row teachers, are you all with me? Yes? I'm not asking whom are they? Others. Yes? Somebody, can you give me something about it? Why do we say only authoritative teacher is needed? Why don't we need permissive or intelligent teacher? Yes? Will you not relax in the class? Never? You will. Sometimes. Right? Will you not have good relationship with the children? You will. Sometimes. Isn't it? There should be a limit. There should be a limit for everything. That's what I say. Normally we say authoritative, but sometimes you will be permissive, sometimes you will be indulgent also, but definitely never authoritarian. Okay, if you are an authoritarian teacher, these are the things and characteristics, and these are the typical behavior of the students. They will be obedient and compliant, and emotionally withdrawn they will be. They won't come up and talk in public, and low self-esteem will be maintained. They will struggle with the emotional relationships. And if you are an authoritative teacher, then achievement oriented, it will be the class will be, and the children will be happy and cooperative, and then they will be having high self-esteem and good at emotional regulation. If you are a permissive teacher, that's what I said. If you are really lenient, they will not have any discipline, lack of control will be there. Okay, but they will be very happy in the class. If you are an indulgent teacher, you don't have any demands, low level of control for you and low self-esteem and self-worth for the children. They don't have any focus and ambition. It will be like that. And misbehavior also, prone to misbehavior. The delinquency also means the same, misbehavior. That is criminal misbehavior. Okay, so this is different type of learners. Already ma'am covered it for you. What are the 4 types of learners? You all know it. Visual, auditory, read and write, and kinesthetic. You have done it already. Now let's come to this. If the following situation occurs in your class, can you just make a note of all this and give some answer to it? And I want answers from you all. If 2 students keep disturbing the class, how will you manage the class? If a student is not attentive in class or gets distracted always, how will you manage? If 2 students keep chatting in the class without listening to you, what will you do? If a few students don't do the homework continuously, they come to the class without doing the homework, what will you do? If you complete the chapter 10 to 15 minutes earlier than the plan, what will you do? Please jot down fast. Just 5 minutes I'll give you, and then we'll discuss. You may even discuss and write, but we want some answer. Yes. If 2 students keep disturbing the class, how will be your reaction?
Outside, just standing, and then I watch them also.
Okay, we'll check them out and watch them also. Okay? Change the place. Excellent. Huh? Very good. Give more responsibility to those children. Okay? Ask question. Yes. You ask question and see whether the child has understood, whether the child was with you. Right?
I will make them to come in front of the class so that they can discuss subject oriented, so they will bring other students' attention to it.
Yes, very good. All the answers are correct. There is no wrong answer. But we don't ask the children to go out. We don't do that. It's not done. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Then if a student is not attentive in class or gets distracted, also same thing. This is one child.
Activity and
Yeah. You will give them
Activity and brain gym exercise. I make child stand along with me.
stand along with you.
activities of activity.
Give them activity.
I take them as an example of lesson oriented.
Okay.
Stand is better than that.
But all of a sudden, how will you give an activity to that child? Ask the student and ask question. Okay. Appreciate in front of all. Okay, you can ask question if he answers. If he doesn't answer, do you scold?
When we call them separately, to stand with us, they will speak nicely now. Even when they don't talk in with the peers, if we call us and pattern and what happened, why are you silent or why are you not listening, what happened, then they will definitely open up.
We should use skill of introduction. When we give an interesting introduction, that will grab their attention instead of distraction.
Yeah, definitely. If you are able to engage the class, we'll come to that later. She has given a good answer. If you keep them engaged, attentively, they will be listening to you. So that's what. But beyond that, if a child is distracted, then we can call them and ask them some question, and then, as she said, pat them at the back. But then, will we have that kind of patience in the class when you're teaching the child is distracted? We have the patience. Oh, great. She has got a lot of patience. Good. So, otherwise, but somebody said make them stand with you. That's also not okay. We can't make them stand next to you. We can't do that, right? You can ask questions or give them some activity, pat them at the back and ask him what happened to you. Or ask, when you ask questions, the child doesn't answer, what we can do is, you can ask another child to answer whatever was the concept you were teaching or definition you were teaching, and then ask this child to repeat. At least we can see whether he has understood that at least now when the peer is answering the question. The child would have definitely understood at least now. You can ask him to repeat that. Yeah. Then third one, if two students keep chatting in the class without listening, same thing. It's all the same. First one and the third one are same. Okay. If a few students don't do the homework continuously, write in the diary and send it home. Okay. Then
Call the mother.
Ma'am, in kindergarten, many of the students will be the first child or second child. Maybe at their home.
First learner.
Yeah, not first child.
Generation. Oh,
Not generation. Maybe first son or first daughter in their home, in the kindergarten section.
Okay.
So their parents would be busy with dealing with babies, pregnancy, whatever they call. So they will be busy with their own routine, and they think this kindergarten is just sending for a daycare. So many parents will think that there will be nothing to study as in the kindergarten. So they just neglect whatever the homework we give from the class. So that might be a reason for homework not done continuously. So we have to learn. Yeah, if they are not properly, don't have time, then we have to take little extra.
yeah, extra care we have to take if the child doesn't do homework regularly. If it is a smaller class, then
But first we have to check where he is lacking.
okay.
What is the reason beyond that? And the second one is after having his or her lunch fast, and we can make them to sit next to us to write them.
Homework.
Yes.
Find out the background of the parent.
Find out the background of the parent.
Whether they are really
Yeah.
okay.
The thing is, you can find where is the problem from in the house or for example, it's in our point of view, if the child are from a village background or from any background, if they are having any problems in this family, sometimes a quarrel between father and mother continuously, so that they may not do, so that we can find the problems and we can give solutions.
You can do all that, but you should be patient enough to do all this, right? But continuously, if the child doesn't do the homework, yeah, there will be something wrong at home. You can check, but don't make him or her do it in the classroom when you are teaching. That too happens sometimes. You will make them do the homework, sit there and do the homework, and then enter the classroom. Do that. If you do it, the child misses your class as well, right? Okay. Then, if you complete the chapter well ahead of time, what do we do? Challenge. Nature walk you take them, very good then.
Actually, I focus on vocabulary building. Any new words?
Yeah, that's what, something different you can do out of the box. You can do something. If you finish the portion early, don't finish, oh, I have done my work, don't go and sit on your chair. That's what we don't want, okay? Okay, so now coming to this different types of students' behavior. Hyperactive children you would see in the class. You will see troublesome children. in the class. So if the child is hyperactive, then you have to limit the distractions and you have to praise and reward. All this we discussed already. We have to praise and reward and give them more work, you said. And then give physical activity for the child. If the child is hyperactive, we give them physical activity. And then more responsibility, someone said. More responsibility we give the child is like that. So in smaller classes, the children will keep on roaming in the class. You won't know how to control the child. So give them some extra work, some physical activity, and make him the class leader for a month. All that we can do if the child is hyperactive. And if the child is troublesome, you should build a positive relationship. You have to talk to the parent and build a positive relationship with the child also, and address the issue calmly and individually. Definitely, you have to call the child separately to your room and talk to them, talk to the child if the child is troublesome, right? And anyway, you can take it to the higher authority if you are not able to. If it goes beyond your level only, you will take the child to the higher authority. And then listen and validate. You should listen to the child, what he tries to say, okay? And then offer solution. And if disruptive behavior, but we don't see in Amrita disruptive behavior, do we see? Yes, do we see disruptive behavior? New teachers may not know, but old teachers definitely will know. There are we don't see lot of disruptive behavior, but that infatuation will be there. Right from 6th standard, 7th standard it starts. You should be able to handle them all properly in a positive way. Minor disruption, you have to address the behavior, don't label the student. That's very important. If the child is very distracted or disruptive, then immediately with the colleagues, we talk about the child and discuss, and then in front of the child we say, oh, it is you. Your maths teacher was talking about you. These are the things, no, we should not hurt the child. That's what is the main thing. We should address the behavior, you should not label the student. And then non-verbal cues. If the child is disruptive, nobody said this. When the child is distracted in the class, two of them keep talking. I asked, right? What can you do? Stop everything. Look at the child, stare at the child. That's more than enough. You just stare at the child thing, right? Two children keep talking, distracting the class. You stop everything and stare at the child. He will be quiet. So that is non-verbal cues. And then call separately and warn, you can do that. And then give some responsibility, you said all this. And don't overreact, that's very important. You should not overreact and go out of the class. That happens with some teachers, it happens. If this class is so noisy, if you are like this, I will not come to your class hereafter. They will be so happy if you do that. They don't want you to enter the class. Only for us, we need to finish the portion. So don't take that. Overreaction should not be there for the teacher. You should know how to handle it, right? And then chronic disruption. Normally we don't have it here. Gradual increase in punishment we should do, and then you have to document frequently. Whatever you do, whatever your class children are, however they are, you will be having an anecdotal record. You will be noting down in the notebook. That's very, very useful. Whenever you talk to the parent, it will be useful. What all the child did, you can talk to the parent. And we will not remove him from the class unless it is necessary. It happened to us last year before last, it happened to us in 7th standard one boy. We had to remove him from the class because of the lot of problems that porn videos, all those things. He was into all that in 7th standard. So he just came in as in 6th standard. He was like that in 7th standard. We sent him out of the classroom, but he wrote only the exam end of the year. We kept sending the work for him. He was studying at home, and end of the year we gave this. So that is the final step. Anyway, those things will be done by your manager, teacher, principal. And then if the child is knowledgeable, what do we do? What do we do? You keep updating your knowledge. Whenever the child asks question, you should be able to answer them. So you have to keep giving them inputs. That's very important. So you have to update your knowledge. If the child is introvert, engage him, ask him questions.
No, you have to talk to them.
Yeah, keep talking to them. Keep talking to them separately, call them separately, and keep praising the child, and then the child will definitely come up. We'll see a video regarding this. Okay. How to avoid disruptive behavior? Already it's getting late now. All these things we give, well planned, engaging lessons. Somebody said, if your class is totally engaged, the plan is there, then children will not be disruptive. And challenging activity you give, interest-based activity you give, hands-on projects you give, all this you said. Some of you said everything. Minor exercise we give, brain teasers we give. You have to keep interacting, right? So, these are the tips I would like to tell you this. Set clear expectations. All the things are only recap now. Set clear expectation for the class and use games. Some games you can give to engage them and develop a relationship with the students. Always have an eye contact. That's what I said in the beginning of the session today. I said you have to have an eye contact with the children. And what is the last one? That's how we do. Most of us, class is over, job is over, 40 minutes I have done my work. We stand near the board and teach and do everything, whatever we have to do, and go out of the class. So please don't do that. You have to roam around, check individual children, everything you have to do, move around. And then utilize positive reinforcement, that is reward and appreciation we said. And then listen to the students before giving any decision, because two children will be fighting with each other. Then you should listen to them, what they say, then give them your decision. And show respect for the students. What do we do? Hey boy, the second row, third child, get up. You will be knowing the name of the child, but still we call them like that. Please don't do that. Hey boy, hey girl, come here. Don't do that. Call the name. Just call them by name. That's very important. That boosts their morale. And so speak positively. Acknowledge their good deed. Small thing they do, you acknowledge. And be proactive. That is, you have to plan and anticipate things, because there are so many unexpected things will happen in the class. You should have a plan for all that. You should be proactive for all that. What did I say? Don't react, respond. And then be consistent. Why do we have to be consistent? We are giving them all the ideas for the children, right? Class rules, expectation, routine. For that, what do we do? What do we have to do? You have to follow all the rules, whatever you give, right? You have to reach class on time, be regular to the class, stick to the rules given by you, and also be impartial. See, compassion. These three things we should have definitely. You would have had experience, right? Connecting to these threes, definitely you would have had experience. Anybody, can you share your experience? If you had anything, that is, if you have connection, definitely consistency comes. You have to first connect yourself to the child and then consistently follow the child, observe the child, and then comes compassion, right? Anytime anybody has got experience in maybe in your previous school, like this? Any experience? Yes? Yeah.
So ma'am, I had a student who was very
I had a student who was very attention-seeking kind of, because he used to ask a lot of questions and half of it didn't even make sense. So, things like, why did his parents name him Simba though? Usually they would have named him something else. You would ask questions like that. And at first it was very difficult because it was my training period. I was, I came prepared with everything in the world, and he used to ask questions like this. So what I did is, for a week, that is from one Wednesday to another Wednesday, I kept on answering all his questions. My 39 students went their way, but for 1 week when I kept answering his questions, things changed. He just needed attention seeking.
Attention-seeking behavior, this is right?
Yeah. So after some time, he started being, more cooperative. So this is one day, I was trying, it was an afternoon class, I'm trying my level best to, bring them all to me. And he does this thing, he stands up, beats dusk makes a sound and be like, hey, please don't kill him. He did that for me, and somehow his friends listened. So yeah, that was something I thought, that was a very happy experience for me, and that I think that's because I was a little.
So you
I-
could manage the child's
the
behavior.
one child, but the rest of them, yes, it was very difficult. My lesson plan went haywire. My time management went somewhere else. But yeah.
Yeah, good. Yes.
Sure, ma'am. I'm from Erode. Last year in my class, sure, ma'am. லாஸ்ட் இயர் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா என் கிளாஸில் ஒரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட் இருந்தான். அவன் பேசுகிறப்பே ரொம்ப திக்குவாயாக தான் இருக்கும். அதை ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணிட்டு அவனை வந்து எப்படி கரெக்ட் பண்ணலாம் அப்படிங்கிறப்ப மற்ற ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்லாம் அவனை ரொம்ப கிண்டல் பண்ணிட்டு ஒதுக்கி வச்சுட்டே இருந்தாங்க. பட் அவனோட ரெகுலராக நான் பேசிகிட்டே இருப்பேன். கிளாஸ் முடிச்சுட்டு கொஞ்சம் அவனோட நார்மலாக வெளியே வரப்போ பேசுகிறப்ப காரிடாரில் பேசுகிறப்ப கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமாக அவனை ஏதாவது இன்சிஸ்ட் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு யோசிச்சுட்டே இருந்தேன். அதே மாதிரி கான்ஃபியூஸ்டர் நியூஸ் பேப்பரில் ரீட் பண்ணு அந்த மாதிரி கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமாக அட்வைஸ் பண்ணோன்னா அவன் கொஞ்சம் ஃபோர்ஸ் ஆகிட்டான். அதுக்கப்புறம் எப்படியாவது அதை சரி பண்ணணும் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்காக சம் டெக்னிக்ஸ் மாதிரி யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம். அதை யூஸ் பண்ணி ரெகுலராக லாஸ்ட் இயர் ஃபுல்லாகவே யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம். அதுக்கப்புறம் அந்த தீபாவளி கொஞ்சம் பார்த்துக்கிட்டே வந்து இப்போ திருக்குறள் வந்து 200 திருக்குறள் அவன் ஃபுல்லாக மனப்பாடம் பண்ணி சொல்ல அளவுக்கு பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. ஆசிரியர் திருக்குறள் காம்படிஷனில் 5 அதிகாரம் ஃபுல்லாகவே படிச்சு சொல்லுவாங்க.
So that is change maker, right? Subramanian sir spoke about it. Change teacher, the change maker. Definitely that boy will remember him throughout his life, isn't it? Excellent. So anything else? Anyway, we don't have time to discuss. So these are the strategies of classroom management. Whatever we discussed in a nutshell, I brought it. Let's now watch this video. Whatever we discussed, how that teacher reacts to that situation with this.
Today is my first day and I will be taking over the science subject, so let's start off on a good note. Thank you. So let's start with a nice round of introductions. My name is Sakshi and I love working with young people.
My name is Trichy. I was a topper last year. My height is 145 and I got double promotion marks.
My name is Andy. I like dancing. My name is Jason. I like guitar.
Okay, everyone's done except the last roll number. Zara? Where is Zara?
Zara is a zombie. Zara is a zombie.
Zara is a zombie. Zara is a zombie. Zara is a zombie. Zara is a zombie. Zara is a zombie.
Cora? I'm going to kill you.
How was your day?
Good morning, class of Raghavan. You do know that's the name the rest of the school is giving you, right? This one. I will not leave the class. You will. Every day, two students will come here and present anything that they are passionate about. There is only one rule. You must show respect. So who is courageous enough to accept the challenge?
Ma'am, anything?
Yes, anything.
Our topic is everything you want you to know about the birds and the bees, but not afraid to ask.
Secret in the night sky as the stars shine. They tell many stories, some of yours and a few of mine.
Today, we will be teaching you the secrets of life by building a rocket. That moon over there is also a rocket, but it does not go very far as it does not have any wings to give its flight a direction. So you see, in life, it is very important to have something or someone, yes, or someone who can give you direction every time you go to play. It helps you go very far in life. Morning class, today we have prepared a very interesting topic for the class. Today I'm going to tell you about the physics of planets. But before that, my friend here is going to give you a small demo.
Can I ask you something? Your class of blogging has really changed. How did you manage it? I haven't done anything. I just created a space where no one is judging them, where they can learn through their own interests. Hi, class. Good morning, ma'am. So everyone's done with their session except Zara. Zara, come on. Zara, Zara. Every rowdy class is a voice, waiting to be heard, wanting to be understood, wishing to be loved. Thank you, ma'am, for listening to us. Thank you for not giving up on us. Thank you for finding the reason for our rowdiness, for giving a channel to our craziness. Thank you, ma'am, for finding the poet in a zombie, for setting me free, for letting me be. No matter where we go and what we do, we always carry in our hearts a part of you. Dear ma'am, thank you.
Teachers are the ones who create space, right? Empowering space among the children. See, actually, in the beginning, how do they call that girl? Zombie, Zara zombie, and then in the end, they call her Zara. She went in their own way and then she brought them back to her level, right? So, this is how the teacher should be. I hope all Amrita teachers would be like this with patience. Patience is very, very important, and respond to all the activities around you is very important. Don't overreact. So I hope the teachers understand how you have to be in the class, and also what are the qualities of a good teacher. Already I think you all discussed, right? You all would have brought up all this: organizational skills, strong communication skill, passion for the subject matter, empathy, patience, adaptability, commitment to lifelong learning, dedication to student success, inspire the students by updating your knowledge, that's very important, and collaborative spirit. Working with colleagues, parents, and others to supporting the students. Right? You all would have had this, all these points maybe you would have covered when you all discussed in the evening, right? Yesterday or day before? You all discussed this. So I hope all the teachers come up with flying colors. All the new teachers here would definitely continue to be in Amrita for so many years and bring up a change in the students' life. Thank you, I'm sure. Actually, teachers, I brought a questionnaire. It is just for you to analyze yourselves. Okay, whether you're doing it or not, you write it yourself, and then if you want to change, you change. It is about, am I practicing the following as a teacher? So you just take it and write yes or no. If it is no, how you do. If it is yes, how you do. This is for your own retrospection, right? Yeah, we'll distribute it later. Namaskar, teachers.
Thank you, ma'am, for the insightful and engaging session on classroom management. The strategies and practical tips shared were not only informative but highly relevant to our day-to-day teaching experiences. Your expertise and clear presentation helped us reflect on our current practices and explore new ways to create a more positive, productive classroom atmosphere. We truly value the knowledge and inspiration you have shared with us, ma'am. Your session has made us feel more confident and better equipped to handle the dynamic challenges of the classroom. A special mention of thanks for the wonderful video, ma'am. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for the energetic and vibrant session. Thank you, ma'am. May I now request Shri Muralidharanji, Education Officer, Amrita Vidyalayam, Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, to felicitate Srimati Usha Raghavan, ma'am, Principal AV Trichy, as a token of gratitude and appreciation. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Time for discussion, teachers. Let us go to the respective groups. 3 groups here. Akash group in the